Good morning and welcome to CSL White Rock. I am Liv Daniel, one of the practitioners here at CSL White Rock, and I would love to give you all a really warm welcome in person and to our friends on Zoom. Our online practitioner today is Pamela, and we have a lovely musician here today, Theda, and welcome to our YouTube audience as well. Are there any new people here at the center today? Anyone who's first time? Oh, I see. We have two new people here, 1.5. So welcome to our really friendly CSL community. We have our lovely board president, Sandy Seymour, in the back. Sandy waving her hand. So if you're new here and if you haven't received the welcome package yet, please go see Sandy and she'll give you one of those. We really appreciate you for showing up in person on this really wonderful sunny day. I know there's so many other things that you could be doing, but you're here with us, and thank you. I would like to take a moment to reflect with gratitude and to feel our heartfelt appreciation to all the people, the first peoples, for their enduring love and stewardship of this beautiful land that we call home. With respect, I honor the privilege of living, loving, playing, and learning on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, the Kotsi, the Kwantlen, and the Semiahmoo First Nations. And I would also like to acknowledge the many other indigenous nations that are represented along Surrey's population. And may this acknowledgement serve as a meaningful reminder that at CSL White Rock, our vision is to create a loving, vibrant world that works for everyone, whichever way that may look like to you. We are committed to moving forward with understanding, compassion, and harmony as we journey together toward a brighter future. Here at CSL White Rock, our teachings are based on science of mind, a philosophy that honors all faiths and traditions. Everyone's welcome. We recognize each of us as spiritual beings in a spiritual universe in human form. By following our hearts, we seek a deeper experience of the divine, learning to live from the inside out, to be peace and to be love. And with that, I would like to welcome our lovely practitioner, Sister Diane, up for... oh, I'm sorry, there is music. I'm just rushing us this morning. Welcome, Theda.
Thank you. So beautiful to be here together this morning. So blessed. May we all just take a deep breath into our hearts.
We are eternal and loved. No need to sweat the small stuff. We find our way delighting in this journey, living and learning, and we let our hearts break when the time comes and we return into the faith we know within, the faith to feel the sacred love as we walk this path, knowing we are connected, knowing we are worthy of this journey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Theda. And now I'd like to welcome Diane for our meditation.
We already had a meditation with music, didn't we? Let's try to do that again. Okay. Am I on? You see me? Just okay. Perfect is a good word now and then. Hello, everybody. Bonjour. Ça va bien ce matin? Tout est beau? Bravo, bravo. Okay, it's a time to go within, to find this quiet place. Whatever you need to focus on to quiet your mind and to make sure your body is comfortable and resting. And why do we do this? We're sending spirit an invitation to show up. We're connecting with this friend within in this quiet time. So we breathe in and out. With peace, harmony, surrendering. And I'm going to read from Joel Goldsmith, Beyond Words and Thoughts. Something that I shared at the last Sacred Circle. I turn within. I am not turning up to the sky. I am not turning anywhere outside of my own being. I am not looking around for holy temples or holy teachers or holy books. I am turning within. Here I am. The very seat and source of God is within me. At the center of my own being. I am not seeking for my heart, for my health, for my life. I am seeking the kingdom within. Thy grace. Relay what I am seeking is the assurance that God is closer than breathing and nearer than hands and feet. And it is God's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. So, I am praying in secret. I turn within. And if this teaching is true, then God is right here. And I need go no further than right here where I am. I must know what it is that I am going for. I am going for thy grace, for the realization of thy presence. And I accept the truth that the place whereon I stand is holy ground, because God is here. I accept God as omnipresence. I accept God as omniscience, the all-wisdom. Knowing what things I have need of. I accept God as love. Whose good pleasure is to give me the kingdom. Let's find a place of gratitude in our heart right now for knowing this truth that never changes, never leaves us. Eternal truth. Love, peace, joy, wisdom. Always there. Moving through, in, and as each one of us. Slowly, let's come back in this room, aware of our body, loving each moment. Namaste. And I invite you, my dear.
So beautiful. May we bask in the glory of this love.
Thank you. I am grateful for the truth. I am grateful for the love, for the love gracious divine love. May I know I am worthy of this love unconditional, the sacred love. I am one with love. I am one with the source, one with Creator, divine, unconditional, unconditional love. Worthy of this love, I am worthy to open, to surrender to the knowing. I am supported, I am light glowing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. I just dropped it out right out of my pocket. How's the camera? Are we okay? I'm going to just try and hook it back into. Oh, I just stuck it in my pocket. Yes. I think we're good. Everything's good. Sorry? Thank you, Michelle. Yes, good idea. Oh, it's so wonderful to be here. I'm so delighted that Tamara asked me if I'd like to do this, because guess what? I like to talk. So you can tell me later what worked, okay? Not what didn't work, what did work. That's what we got to hear. But you can give me the odd bit of advice if you like. So our topic today is Confidence Unleash, the Art of Self-Advocacy. Like, how cool is that? That is the number one thing that we need nowadays with what's going on inside, outside, self-advocacy. And we learn big lessons from that. And so I want you to start by, well, first of all, I'm going to give you a little quote, because we have to have good old Ernie. For those of you, where is he? Oh, here it is. I love this guy. This is his 365 days. So if you find Ernest Holmes really difficult to read, which it is, this is just a little one day at a time, gives you little hints. And the one I took out of here is, as I go forth today and embark on the wonderful experience of living, I am on a journey of self-discovery and also the discovery of the self hidden in everyone and the power in back of everything. So we're here to discover our own power today. So this is a great opportunity. So what I'm going to do, because I'm a teacher, I've been doing this for a long time, 40 plus years. I started out as a primary teacher. I knew I was going to be a teacher when I was 7. When I was forcing my sister Penny, for those of you who know Penny, I would twist her arm and say, "You have to be my student." She said, "Only if you give me A's." So I had to give her A's all the time. So we would play school, and I said, "I'm going to be a teacher," and then I was. And my parents said, "Oh, we don't have money for that. You can't go to university." And I said, "I'm going." And luckily, I had met a family when I was in my teens who said, "Yeah, you can go to university. We're all going." And it turns out one of them was my boyfriend. Sorry, Norman, my first husband. He's over there. And so they said, "Yeah, you can go to university." My mother said, "How are you going to do that?" And I said, "Well, apparently there's something called student loans." So I had a student loan, and then I went to UBC, and here I am. I love teaching. I loved it. And so I'm going to be doing that till I'm feet first. So we'll see how that goes. So what in true teacher fashion, we have to have something that's a little bit active. So I want you to turn to the person beside you. And from the topic of self-advocacy, think of a time when you were trying to advocate for yourself and you weren't quite sure what to do. You weren't quite sure what to do. Just a little 1 minute. First of all, introduce yourself to the person beside you. "Hi, I'm so-and-so." Oh, I think these two know each other. Yep, okay. Norman, have you got a partner? Oh, you got Michelle there. Yep. So just 1 minute each. Think of a time when you weren't sure what to do around advocating for yourself. Go ahead. 1 minute. They're all coming up with it. And if you're on Zoom, think of a time when you weren't quite sure what to do about self-advocacy and you know you needed to do that. And thank you, Pam, for being there for us. Make sure you take turns. Give the other person a turn. Make sure you take turns. All right, you got 10 more seconds to finish your sentence. 10 seconds. Okay, 5. Finish your last few words. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoop. Okay, that's me being teacher. So keep that in mind and see if during my talk you get some ideas about what you could possibly do, or maybe some new ideas to add to your bank of ideas around self-advocacy. I want to start with a little poem, "I Wish I Knew," by Donna Ashworth. I just love her work. Becoming, because that's where we're going today. You're always becoming the person you were born to be, before the world began to mold you to its pattern and not your own. You are always becoming. You learn to hide and shapeshift to suit the crowd, the moon, the room. You are always becoming, and every time you release a little more of you to the world. I like to think Mother Nature breathes out and then exhales a little more deeply. Here you are. Keep becoming, keep becoming. So that's a great way to start, because there's 3 parts to this advocacy. The first one is connecting. We have to connect to ourself. That's the first number 1 thing we have to do, is how do we connect to ourself? Do we know ourself? Do we have self-awareness? That's how we begin, because if we know who we are, and Gabor Mate said, the research literature has identified 3 factors that universally lead to stress and uncertainty and lack of information and the loss of control. So we're talking about, we feel like it's out of control when we're not advocating for ourselves. And so he says that's a big factor in stress. So if we can self-advocate, then maybe we'll lose some of that stress. So the first step is learning everything you can about your needs, whether it's a disability, whether it's a strength, whether it's a challenge. And by belonging, by developing that sense of self-awareness and setting intentions and speaking up for yourself, you can better address the challenges you face. That's where it starts, the intentions. And intentions are really big. What are your intentions? And I find that before I walk into a room, if I'm going to a doctor or a meeting, or today, before I came today, I set my intentions and I sent them out loud. I speak aloud. What are my intentions for today? What's my purpose for being here? Why am I doing this? Why am I talking anyhow? Does anyone care? I care. So setting intentions is the first part of connecting to yourself and beginning that journey of self-advocacy and believing in yourself. So I'm going to just tell you a little story. 2 years ago today, 2 years ago this month, I was waiting for a diagnosis of breast cancer. I had found Bobby the Bump. Yeah, I called him Bobby the Bump. Sorry, guys. I had no choice. I had to name him. And it had to be a guy. And as it turned out, I talked to some clairvoyant later on, and she goes, "You have male energy." It was male energy, George. I said, "Of course it was. That's why I named him Bobby the Bump." Anyways, there I was. I found this bump, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. That doesn't feel like the normal lumpy bumpies that I have at this stage of my life. And I think I better get this checked out. I had never had a mammogram in my life. I know, isn't that shocking? I know. I didn't do mammograms. I didn't mind ultrasound, but I wasn't doing mammograms. My doctor was shocked also. He said, "Georgie, when was your last mammogram?" I said, "It hasn't ever been." He goes, "What? You need a mammogram." And so when they wanted to send me to the clinic to have a mammogram, I said, "No, I'll only have an ultrasound." And I'm not going to go into all the details and the medical reasons why, because that was my personal choice, advocating for myself. I'm not doing mammograms. And I'm not recommending that to anybody, because you have to make that your own choice. I think my husband's had a mammogram, haven't you, sweetie? He did, yeah, see? So I said, no, I'm not doing mammograms, but I will do an ultrasound. The clinician there was really angry with me. So they did the ultrasound. It took a long time. I thought, oh, I can bet my house this is going to be fine. Well, guess what? I found out 2 years ago this month it was not fine. It was cancer. What? We all have cancer cells, but we slough them off. Apparently, I didn't slough them off. I decided to hang on to them, and that was Bobby the Bump. So then I said, okay, now I have to set my intentions for myself. How am I going to advocate for myself in this journey? Because that big beast called cancer, that's all based on fear and death and ugliness, no, that's not me. I never paid attention to that. I lost family members, sisters, other people in my life due to that big, ugly thing we call cancer. I thought, no, we're not going there. This is my journey. I will do it my way. And I will start with, I'm sure, having the best oncologist ever. And I got recommended to some wonderful woman. Her name was Dr. Connie Chu, in case you're out there, Connie Chu, through Royal Columbian. And we had a phone interview. Wasn't it amazing, Norman? She was amazing. She was fun. She was funny. She was supportive. She said, Georgia, you sound amazing. I said, well, I'm just going to tell you right now, Connie, I believe in medical, but only to a certain point. Then I use other modalities. I use naturopathic medicine. I use homeopathic. I use everybody to help me with my journey of self-advocacy and making sure that things go well. She said, that's fantastic. Go for it, girl. And she had us laughing by the end of the conversation. She said, we'll not to worry. This is cancer, but if we take this lump out, it's just a little lump, we'll consider you cancer-free. I said, I'll take that. Don't say any more. And so that was the beginning of it. And I stayed on that train of making sure that I knew what was best for me and making sure that I spoke up and used my voice to say, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. One of the things I also learned in that journey with connecting to self was it's necessary. I have little quotes today. This is by Joseph Campbell. Anybody? Hands up if you've heard of Joseph Campbell. Of course you have. Opportunities to find deeper powers within ourselves come when life seems most challenging. Well, guess what? Cancer was a wee bit of a challenge. And I'm sure you've had challenges, whether they're emotional or physical or whatever they are. It calls us to stand up and say, well, now what are you going to do? What's the plan here, folks? And sometimes we have to, maybe we're the advocate for someone else. Norm and I have learned to advocate for each other because it's been 50 years this year since we got married. Oh, dear. We were only 12, right, sweetie? Yeah, so when the challenges come, sometimes we advocate for each other. And you might be advocating for other people right now for all kinds of reasons besides yourself. But guess what? Yourself comes first. Because, in the airplanes, oxygen mask first. And I didn't know that because when I had been reading Gabor Mate back in the day. Anybody heard of this guy? He's on 1,000 places on social media. I've heard him speak. And he is phenomenal. He was a doctor in East End. He worked with the most difficult, challenging people in the East End of Vancouver for his whole career. And he wrote, this is one of his first books, When the Body Says No. And he said, breast cancer is always women who are giving. Breasts are a metaphor for giving. They give too much. Give. And they never say no. And I thought, oh, I guess that's me. I forgot to say no because as a teacher and as an educator, and as a whatever else I was always saying, yes, I'll do it. Well, guess what? Now I've got this thing called Bobby the Bump. I didn't use the C word for quite a long time because I didn't want to promote that energy. So I changed it to Bobby the Bump because it was just a bump and he was going to go away. So why would I encourage something that wasn't going to stay in my mind? Because I was having my own belief system, my own self-advocacy of how that was going to work. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and as Gabor said, you gotta advocate for yourself, and the boobs or the breasts, I call them the boobingtons. You have to start saying no. So I spent the next year saying no. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. No. And I started saying, well, what would I like to do? Putting myself first. And then I had another book that came out this year. We have a book club called Let Them. This is great. Because if you've got people in your life that they're hanging off you, and you didn't really choose, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your friends, I don't know. Let them. So then that taught me to say no. Let them have their own life. Let them take control. I don't have to be in control. We don't have to be in control. So I had to bring those books because those are handy if you want a book. So it's necessary to foster that belief in ourselves as capable, effective. Oh, look at the time. Successful. Be responsible for our own decisions. So part 2, collaborate. So I talked about connecting. So you're connecting to yourself and your own intentions. And the second part of this self-advocacy is collaborating. So you're collaborating with yourself, you're collaborating with others in how will I do this? I've identified my needs. I want to talk to others to ask them to help meet me in that place. What kind of support do I need? Recognizing that I need it, and assume my own control. When I assumed my own control, I had cancer, but it never had me. Get it? I had this, but it didn't have me. I had abuse, but it didn't have me. I had illness that didn't have me. I had a marriage that fell apart, but it didn't have me. So it's that control, that self-advocacy, taking charge of our own life. And this teaching is all about it. Isn't spiritual mind treatment about advocating for yourself? The minute you start a treatment, you're saying, okay, universe, here I am. This is what I want. This is what I declare I'm going to be. And off we go. And we believe it with every fiber and core of your being. And I've learned this over and over and over. When I had trouble, I've had other health issues. Cancer was a minor one, sorry. I had another health issue called trigeminal neuralgia, and we won't go into that. If you got a bottle of wine one night, we'll share. But I had to remember that that was outside of me. That was a fact. What was the source? What was the core of the issue behind it? Oh my God, it's the most extreme pain. Geez, Georgia, if you stay with the one, how could you be outside of that? If you're inside with the oneness, that's an outside thing, so let's bring that back inside and hold on to that. Let's throw that out of there. There's no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know that I know that I know. And once you know, you know. So in that second part of collaborating with others, just want to pause here and make sure I've got this. I'll be so sad if I miss something, but really does it matter? Because I know we're saying all the right things. This is how I think. I know some people have type things. Georgia does not. What else did I do for my friend with myself for advocating? I use friends and family. I use friends and family, and I never used to because I was the one that was giving to them. Now I'm asking them to give to me, and Andre, if you're there, thank you. She might be on the screen today. And Penny, thank you. And if my daughter is there, thank you. Yeah, so you research that. And we started a book club 12 years ago. The women were together last week in my home, and they said, Georgia, this is fabulous. And sorry, guys, you could start your own book club. We women needed time to talk because we're tired of being in front of a screen. We just wanted to be face-to-face and be able to talk about what's going on. 2 of them have lost husbands. It's sad. They want to be able to talk about their grief and talk about their husband because he's still here. He's just on the other side. So that whole collaboration and coming together was so wonderful for that self-advocacy and having that control. Making sure we have the steps. I know we did this with Norman when he was having his quadruple bypass. I got 8 people together that day to pray for him just before he went into surgery, including shamans from Mexico. Why not? I had monks in China. Everybody was lined up. I said, at this time, on this day, I want you to pray for my husband. And the shamans said to me, because they're very good friends, they said, Georgia, we're going to surround him in green light with all the guides. They will be there for him. I said, cool, go for it. When he came out of surgery, he said, it was really weird. I was laying there, and all of a sudden, I saw this green light coming at me. All right. Did it work, sweetie? He's nodding. He's still here. It must have worked. We didn't know he was having a quadruple bypass. He was just going in for an angiogram and going home. Apparently, that's not what happened. I got to look at the time. Are we okay? Have I got a couple more minutes? All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, part 3. So the third part is communicate. So we started with connect to yourself, set your intentions. The second part is collaborate with yourself and the others and the friends and the family that you're going to pull together to help support you. Maybe it's books. Maybe it's podcasts. I don't know. Whatever you need. You have to do that. When I had the cancer, the other way I advocated was I talked to my friends and I said, look, before I go into this surgery and as I start this journey, you may not surround me with fear. You may not be afraid on my behalf. You may not worry on my behalf. You can only send me love. Can you promise me? I made them promise. I looked each of them in the eyes, and including Norman. I looked them in the eyes and my children. Can you do that? Yes, 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 yes. Please, because that's energy. If you're sending love my way versus worry and fear, like what's the difference? Look at Norman. He had 8 people all there praying at the same time and using their words, whether it was a monk in China or a shaman in Mexico. They were all there at the same time speaking on his behalf. How cool is that? And it only took a phone call to ask people. They were more than happy to do that. So that time to communicate that and collaborate with that is so important. So we decide what to speak about. We research our concern. We might write it down. We speak up. We tell others. I had a hard time telling people about some of my health issues. I didn't have a hard time talking about Bobby the Bump, but I have with others, because they're deep issues. But I've had to learn to let that go, because maybe I need to advocate, and I have to take care of self, as do you. So that's what we do. So knowing when, who, where, using our prayer, using our friends, using our family, using all of those things are all ways to help us come back to that self-advocacy. And Maya Angelou, who's one of my other favorites, she said, I learned a long time ago, the wisest thing I can do is be on my own side, be an advocate for myself and others like me. Yeah. Don't you love Maya? And she was the best at that. She was one of these people, she would ask you to leave her house if you swore. She says, you know, those stick to the wall. When you swear and curse, that sticks to the walls. You have to leave. Because she was so interested in the energy that comes with positivity versus negativity. So that's why I made my friends promise. And it's an easy thing to ask. And your friends will do that. Your family will do that. People will do that for you on your behalf. And don't limit yourself by the past experiences. Don't limit yourself by the past experiences, as Ernie would say. Stay focused. Stay focused. All right. How do we close this? I just want to be sure. This is how my papers look at the end of everything I say. It looks like this. It really does. And I think, what did I say? What did I do? I'm not even sure. Oh, I know what it was. The last thing I have to say. Where are you, page 3? I'm sorry. I just want to say that last piece. Here we go. My cancer diagnosis, and this wasn't mine, was the permission slip I needed to start being more intentional with my life, which is true, and time. I had to soften my hard edges. And I'm still softening the hard edges. I'm still going softly, especially with health and issues with family or friends. I go softly. I spent so many years shaming and picking apart my body. Do you know anybody like that? I think we do that. I was good at that. Trying to improve and perfect it. I had to learn to stop. Cancer or anything else that you're advocating for that advocacy can be. It can be messy, it can be scary, but you throw everything at it, but you don't forget to throw love at it. It turns out that might be the best weapon of all. So remember, thought is creative, and by thinking we create our own experiences. That's Ernest Holmes. Okay, let's take this into prayer. Today, I'm so thankful and grateful for all of these wonderful people that sit here or watch here with me right here, right now. Knowing that the universe is in back of all, that spirit and source is who we are, and we are not separate. Even when we're advocating for ourselves, we are not separate. We are pure versions of love. We do not have to ask for love or beg for love or plead or wish it was there. We just need to know that love is who we are. It is everything that we are. And as we set our intentions today for our best life ever, as we move forward in life and we walk each other home, we know that the best is yet to come. Whether it's health, relationships, finance, whatever it is all there for us because we are not separate from any of this. And we are our own best advocate. Thankful and grateful for this time, humbled by this time with each of you today. I send this all back to the law of mind that only knows right action. Please join me in saying, and so it is. All right, we'll send this back to Theda.
You got a standing ovation from your husband there. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
The power of belief is a real thing, is a real thing. The energy of what we think is a real thing, is a real thing. So choose the thoughts that you will feed. The power to trust, the power to believe takes courage, it takes courage to believe in faith and love. It takes courage to believe in healing. It takes courage to believe in a divine plan, to surrender and let go when it doesn't go the way we think we planned. Here I am, surrendering to the source, trusting that I am held always, and the power of my thoughts helps to guide the flow, and I am ready now to open, to say yes to the blessings. Even if I don't always understand, I let go of fear and worry now, because I choose the courage to know I am supported as a spiritual being in this human experience, co-creating on the frequency of love. I let go and I trust my soul. I let go and I trust, and I lead with my sacred intention. I choose to advocate by invention, 'cause this life is a co-creation. I get to be part of the manifestation. I have a say in how things play out. Even if I must accept the things I cannot change, I can change the way I look at them, and then they change. I have the power to reframe, choose to be empowered. I am no victim of circumstance. open, open my heart to trust and allow to know I am connected, even if I don't always know how. Everything works. I don't have to have it all figured out. But I can take the chance to believe in the power of my faith, to believe, to take the chance to let it shake all those false beliefs. Let it shake as I embrace my faith, my faith, my faith. The courage to trust, courage to trust, courage to trust and embrace. Inspired by Georgia's talk just now, that song. Thank you.
The power of music with the words of Theda Phoenix. Thank you so much, Theda. You're an angel with the harp. Was this an improvisation?
Yes.
Wow.
Freestyle in the moment. Yeah, I was very inspired by the talk and everything today.
That's amazing. Thank you. For those of you that don't know you, have never heard you sing, if you were to give us a 2-minute introduction about yourself, what would you say?
Yeah, so my name is Theda Phoenix, and I am very passionate about healing through music and the power of music to touch the heart and open the heart and connect us with our spiritual source and center, and to, feel that connection with the divine. And so I use music and sound as healing to help us get closer to that connection, to live the life that we're here to live and from purpose, and to listen deeper to ourselves.
And Theda, you teach music as well, right? You have a community of students and other teachers.
I teach intuitive singing, and so it's an exploration to open up your own and discover your own voice, the power of your own voice, to help you to help us to empower ourselves and free and liberate, places where we're stuck or we have old wounds, and that we can use our own voice for healing, for nervous system regulation, as well as opening up our self-expression and our self-advocacy.
So if anyone's interested, they can reach out to you and connect with you. And
I have actually a new course starting tomorrow and Tuesday. It's a 7-week on Zoom online class, and it's always a beautiful group of people that join. So reach out if you're interested.
There you go. Thank you so much.
I also have a sound bath in White Rock on Saturday evening in White Rock, so you're also welcome to join me for that. So it's a 90-minute, deeply restorative, relaxing journey that you go on, and it's very cleansing. So you can check out my website. I have some cards here and some jewelry and CDs, and I'm also a recording artist with a singer-songwriter album as well as meditative music. So you can follow me on any of the streaming sites too. Yeah.
Always amazing to have you. Thank you very much,
so
Theda.
much. I love being here. Thank you.
And now I'm moving on to the announcements part of our service. And I just want to add one thing. Georgia was so excited to give her talk that she actually didn't introduce herself. She's also one of the licensed practitioners here at CSL White Rock. And if you want to learn more about Georgia, find her after the service. So here are the announcements. So today is the first Sunday of May, and something exciting is happening after this service. It's game day, and this was my brainchild. I wanted something that brings our lovely community together in some games. It's completely free to join. It can be competitive if you make it that way, but my intention is to just have fun with it, because that is one of the reasons why we are here on this planet, is to play and have fun. And what better way to do it than have some games to do it? So we'll set up after the service, and if anyone who hasn't registered would like to join us, they can do that. There's no prerequisites required. Just bring your game attitude. That is all. And next Sunday, the second Sunday of every month, our Sunday conversations are continuing with practitioner Diane and Jill. This is a really great opportunity to dive into topics that are of interest to you, that are science of mind related, and participate in discussions. And if you haven't registered yet, please go on our website and do that. But you can also find Diane, who's in the back today. And if you want to know what it is, just ask some questions. And Diane is very knowledgeable about a lot of things, including this Sunday conversation. And on the second Tuesday of every month, in the evening, I lead an evening sacred circle. This is a really good time to, again, to connect, to reflect, and talk about what's going on in your life, challenges or abundance, anything that you really want to bring forward, and seek out community. Find those others that are also going through the same things in life, or just look for inspiration, because sometimes all we need is just to know that there are others like ourselves out there, and we share the same journey together. Sunday, May 18th, another very good community opportunity is our potluck. That happens every third Sunday of the month. And bring a dish, and bring a friend if you want to share your abundance of food with others. And after the potluck, we're doing things a little bit differently. We are going to have our djembe drumming. So it's not the fourth Sunday this month. It's going to be the third Sunday. For those of you who have joined our drumming circle before, you know that it is pretty awesome. It really gets that deep, guttural, intuitional, like just, I don't know, liveliness. It brings it out. Something about the drums that just brings out that deep connection within. And if you haven't signed up yet, it's on our website. Please register. It's really awesome. It's also one of the things I organize. So if you have any questions and if you want to know how that works, please do find me. On the fourth Sunday this month, we are having something exciting, a prosperity workshop facilitated by our guest speaker, Reverend Eric Odell. The workshop is based on Master Prosperity Teachers Edwin Gaines' book, The Good Life. If you want to know more about what this workshop is all about, I invite you to look at our website and register. This workshop is on, so it's on Sunday, May 25th at noon. It's about 2 hours long, and it's $20 per person. You can join here in person or register on Zoom. And speaking of prosperity, it is now our time to acknowledge our gratitude for our loving community. It is our opportunity to participate in the spiritual practice of giving. And I can see our lovely ushers, Sandy and Ray, are moving forward with our basket. If it feels right to you, I invite you to take a contribution, or take your contribution, whether it's your time, or treasure, or talent, or monetary gifts. We welcome it. And hold it to your heart. And know a specific good for yourself. And a specific good for this center. And please repeat after me. With a grateful heart, I joyfully and mindfully give. Knowing that abundance flows through us. And our community thrives. As I share, I know I am blessed. And so it is. I invite our ushers to come forward and begin passing the baskets, and our lovely musician Theda to play a song.
I am blessed to give as I give. My gift expands as I give. My gift expands and I receive more of what I give. When I give love, I receive more love. When I give what I can, I give and it all expands. Thank you. Thank you.
And I invite our ushers to come up here for the blessing of our baskets, and I invite my practitioner sisters to come up here and join me. Thank you, Diane. I bless these gifts, the givers and the receivers, this wonderful community. I know that these gifts make a difference to this beautiful community in so many ways. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You pick one for the community.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Diane, for the reminder. And I have a joy blessing for our lovely online community. This is what it says by no less than the Dalai Lama. In order to carry a positive action, we must develop a positive vision.
Can you read this one also that fell out?
They got two.
This is from Theda. It fell out. Small steps lead to big changes. Start your mindfulness practice with just a few minutes a day and build from there. Baby steps. Thank you. And I would like to use this opportunity to remind everyone that our practitioners, us practitioners, Diane, Georgia, and I, we are here in person with you today. And the primary purpose of our being as practitioners is to support you with your journey as a spiritual being. We are trained in a mastery of prayer. Whether you are having challenges or you just want to experience more greatness in your life, we offer treatment, prayer for anyone who needs it. Whether you need a 5-minute treatment or you need a full hour, please connect with us. We are here after the service today, or if you feel like booking a longer session, we can also do that. And our online practitioner, who's Pamela today, is also able to do that for you. You can connect with either one of us or our online practitioner today.
And there is prayers, writing prayers.
That is correct. We have a prayer box. Thank you, Diane, for the reminder. So if you don't feel like doing it today, you can just write us a note and we'll connect with you to fulfill that request for a prayer. And you can also connect with us on social media. We are literally everywhere. We are on Facebook, on Instagram. We have a website. There's so many different ways that you can find us. And now I would like to do our final affirmation, and I would like to invite all of you to join me by saying, if you want to stand, if you can stand, please do. Today I'm inserting self-advocacy into this affirmation, but you're welcome to use whatever words you want. So say after me. Something wonderful is happening in me right now.
Something wonderful is happening in me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called love.
It's this thing called love.
It's this thing called self-advocacy.
It's this thing called self-advocacy.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I express it.
I express it.
I am it.
I am it.
And so it is. Thank you again for being here today. For our Zoom and YouTube community, thank you so much. You can unmute and say goodbye after Theda's final song.
I'm gonna invite you to sing along with me right now. It's just, I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you, okay? It's just, we can take a moment just to sing this together. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. So make eye contact with someone. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. Look at your neighbor, sing this to them. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. One more time. I see the light in you, see the light in me, see the light in you. Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks for
singing.
coming, everybody, and have a great Sunday. And stay for coffee if you have time. But also, we have our games, so stick around for games.